we're here.
Hi.
Hello, another week.
Another week flew by.
Yeah, God.
And now we're here again.
This week actually did fly by pretty fast for me.
Yeah, for me too. Like I was talking actually to my coworker, and I was like, it's already because it's my Friday. It's already my Friday. Wow. Anyway, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the After School Special Club podcast. My name is Chris.
My name is Mary.
And this is your show for video game news, commentary, and stories from our stupid little lives, coming to you live every Saturday.
Every Saturday. We always do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah,
I definitely did that on the podcast like months ago.
Yeah. But like it's just a trend now.
Yeah. Well, because it's our 1 year anniversary.
Yay! Congrats us.
I was going to order us party hats, but then I spent $200 on other stuff on Amazon, so I was like,
yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's the feeling, not the actual. And we could party it up later when we're at the symphony.
That's true. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's our 1 year anniversary. I think our first podcast upload to YouTube was on April 14th, I believe. So same week in the calendar year. So
that's
happy
exciting.
birthday us. We're 1 year old. Google.
Yeah, we're almost adults.
Almost, but not quite.
We could almost get kicked out of the house for not having a job.
Right.
Once you're two, get out of here.
But yeah, it's our 1 year anniversary. So thank you everyone who does watch and listen for supporting us. And we're going to keep going. Can't stop us.
Oh, no, you physically and mentally and emotionally cannot stop us at this point. I think we've gotten to a point where we're in our stride a little bit more now. And, you know, it started off, I was rewatching some episodes from, you know, the before times. And
that's when it was like a comedy podcast.
It was a comedy podcast because we were drinking.
Oh my God, we were drinking.
A lot. And then also the camera and the mic situation.
Oh, so bad.
Setup. The first episode when it was like, no one could hear me because I was sitting way back from the mic. Like,
and the mic was just between us, so it wasn't doing anything.
No, and then like we both were like shaking the table. And it was like disorienting. So if you've watched it from that point
to
on,
this, wow,
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, because I was watching some of the like episodes from like a couple weeks into the project, and they were really fucking funny. Like, because we were at that point just telling stories. We weren't like set on talking about just video games, so. They were fun.
Oh, they were so good.
And the audio actually wasn't, once we had two mics, even though they weren't close to our faces, like the audio wasn't as bad as I remember it being. Like I used to think, wow, this is shit. But then I was like, this actually isn't that bad.
Yeah, you could hear us audibly.
Right.
Which is good.
Which is good because we told some fucking banging stories.
Yeah. Like I was amazed at how much because we just improv'd all of that. There was no structure
For an
at
hour
all.
Straight.
Yeah, but now Chris is writing beautiful scripts every week.
Yes,
so you can follow along.
We're confined to the jail that I've created.
I like the jail.
You know what? I like this jail too.
I like jail.
Hot take. I love jail.
Unpopular opinion. I love jail.
I think it's great, especially for the people in there. Reformists, love them.
I think everyone should go once.
One time.
Try it on.
To like feel it.
It's like those people that are like, I like to try everything once. And I'm like, do you?
I'm like, then go to jail.
Go to jail. Try that.
They're like, I don't, and I'm like, go to jail.
Yeah. Or take $200.
Right.
Pass go.
Your two options.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy 1 year anniversary to us. I'm happy with where we're at. I think we kind of found our thing.
Yeah, I think we're doing good. I love the way that this looks.
Yeah.
I love the greenery.
The shrubbery.
And whenever I show this to people that, you know, I'm trying to get them to watch or like listen because I'm trying to plug us in everywhere.
Yep.
Plug us in everywhere.
Stinky.
Oh, not there. Don't plug it in there. But every person that I show it to, the video, they're like, wow, it looks so nice. It looks great.
I know. I love our dopey little... This backdrop also gave us so much stress early on because the room we're in is probably like 5 by 5 or something.
Yeah, it's a shoebox.
Yeah. So you could definitely pay $3,000 of rent here.
Oh, yeah.
For San Francisco. But yeah, it's a tiny room, but like it's a good size. But like the backdrop is... No, you know what? I think the room is like 10 by 10, actually. I'm not good with dimensions, but because the backdrop I think is 10 feet, but the room I think is like 9 feet. So it was like trying to hang it was a pain in the butt. And also, I remembered that I tried to hang it when I was injured. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
It was like 2 weeks after I broke my ankle, and so I shouldn't have been like standing and like putting stress on it, but I was.
Yeah, I remember I was over. I think you were.
And I was like,
and I was like, should you? I was like, do you want my help? Like, I can lift stuff.
Yeah,
like, I was like offering stuff, and I was like, okay, I know Chris.
Yeah, he's gonna do this himself.
He's gonna be annoyed that I keep asking him, but
he wants to do it himself.
Yeah, let him do it.
So
let him do it. But if it was like, if you were seriously going like, ow, I would have been like, drop it.
Yeah, I was like a dog. Stop.
Drop it. Like, take it out of your mouth. And I would have been like, tail between the legs.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun. I love our backdrop. And yeah, I'm excited. I think Mary and I at some point are going to talk about like future projects and like other stuff for the channel, but we're pretty happy with what we've got going on between the news and then us fucking around in simulator games, which has become our brand, I think.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we could be in Sims.
We could be Sims. Fleetboat,
Skabadoo. Stook-dabadoo.
We just do a whole episode in the Sims voice.
That'd be great.
Oh my God. We should have done that for April Fool's Day.
Oh, that would have been good.
Next year. Write it down.
I tattooed it. Oh, I'm going to remember that tomorrow. Ow.
Well, anyway, let's get into how our weeks were. Mary, how was your week?
My week was full. It went by so fast. Like we said earlier, it zoomed by.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly I was looking at, well, gym, of course. I've been still keeping up with that. But also voice acting.
Yeah. How's that been?
So I started the research, like just going like how to become voice actor, because it just seems such an open thing. Like it's broad. And how do you get into that? And I had no idea.
Yeah. And you have, I'll just say, a great voice for recording.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I went to this place called Such a Voice, and they offer voice evaluations. And they also had like a free webinar.
Oh, cool.
So I attended the free webinar, and she basically broke down because she's been in the business.
She broke down. She was crying. She broke down.
She's like, I can't this anymore. I hate being a voice actor. Don't become one. And
Don't do it.
And I'm like, where do I sign up?
You're like, whoa, I want that energy.
Yeah. She had a lot of energy, which was cool. And like the way she was describing her life and like voice acting and just how open your schedule can be, that would be nice.
Right.
Like that would be so nice. Just to be able to have a home studio and do your work, send it out, be done.
Yeah.
And then for like an hour or two of work and then be done. Yeah. And then just like have that, maybe even have royalties from it.
Right.
So
because you get paid by like each gig, right?
Yeah. So it depends. So actually I found out from this webinar that there's something called a union for voice actors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically if you are unionized and you're a voice actor, you're under like the SAG, like Screen Actors Guild. And then you pay them to be in the union so that they can collect your royalties and keep track of all that stuff.
Oh, cool.
So they keep track of all that stuff. And if, let's say you have a commercial, right? And it airs once in some part of the country.
Yeah.
And then they air it again, but they change it a little bit and they run it in a different country or like different areas. You get paid for each thing they do.
Cool.
Because it's technically your voice, so they need to pay you for each installment of like a variation. So you get money from that and royalties, of course. But you don't have to be in the union to have union jobs. I think that's important.
Yeah.
So I found that out. And of course you start off not being in the union.
Right.
Because you need to pay and like you also need to be established to really be accepted into it. But yeah, I learned a lot. I learned basically what to do to get started. And that's what I plan to do because I want to do audiobooks. I want to do eventually animation.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. Video games. That's what I want. That's the
God,
future.
Can you imagine? I think I would if I'm being honest, I think I would cry if I like played a game and your voice was in it. Because I'd be just like so happy for you and I would just be overwhelmed with like joy.
It'd be like the character would just be like this awful person or something.
It's like a side role. It's like an NPC that you talk to once. I'd be like, oh my God.
It's Mary.
It's
like the line is like, oh yeah, they went over there. That's it.
And that's it. You don't say anything else.
And you're like, oh.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
It's true.
That's cool.
So then on Tuesday, I have an interview with a podcast company. And it's just a podcast company that has to do with, basically, they want you to make podcasts. So what I'm going to try to do is plug our podcast.
Oh, be like, well, I have a project I've been working on.
So then we could potentially do work for this company.
Oh my God, that would be so cool.
Because then they also teach you marketing. They also teach you other things, like how to get your podcast out there.
Right.
And I'm literally going to go in the interview plugging us.
Well, because also like it's again like part of the thing that we discussed about doing this was also like this is a completely self-started project, and it's like, look how far we've come. Like we were just saying, we were kind of building this project, and we have this experience. Like I've been getting a ton of experience writing scripts and like learning that voice, you know, because like I've done a lot of writing in the past, but I've never like written these kinds of like scripts for like a run of show kind of situation. So it's like we're literally gaining experience doing like broadcast. I mean, and this is very broad, but like broadcast,
I'm a broad.
Scripting, hosting, like all that kind of stuff. And you and I are both pretty comfortable on camera. Like I never feel, even though we're streaming live, I'm not like,
yeah,
I'm just like, I feel totally comfortable.
That was one of the most things I think has changed since day one of like this was just my ability to be in front of the camera and just, oh, it's there.
Oh,
there she is.
And the way the room is set up, I feel like I barely look at the camera. Like I remind myself when recording to look into the camera every once in a while.
Yeah, me too.
Because the monitor is this way in front of us so that we can read from it. And then the camera is there. So, but anyway, yeah. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, so there's that. And then also on Monday, I have to take my cat to the vet. I have to...
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a checkup. It's just like
I was about to be like, stop the show.
What's going on, buddy?
Buddy!
Yeah. No, he's fine. But he is due for a shot. And I got it in the mail. I was like, I need to make an appointment for that boy.
Does he do well at the vet?
Yeah, he does so well.
Yeah, he would.
And people love him.
Of course.
Like every time they bring, because we didn't go in the past 2 times because of COVID, but every time he gets brought, like they come out with him and they're just like, he's the best. Yeah, every time. Like,
of course.
He's so sweet.
Listen, guys, Mary's cat is literally like, I've known a lot of cats in my life, but Buddy is like number 2 under like other, like my family cats, right? Yeah. You know, so like number 3 because I've had a lot of family cats, but best cat.
Yay. Yeah. Buddy's amazing.
He's so social. Like that's the thing. He loves everyone.
Yeah. And you hardly ever meet a cat that's just like someone comes over and they just brush their leg immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll like bite you playfully, but not meanly.
Yeah. And he likes to cuddle. He's the best cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing that and then the interview and then I'm doing the voice coaching. And then I'm doing the gym.
Woo! In one day.
Yes. I love how I do this to myself.
Yeah. You're like, I want to die.
And then at the end of the week, I'm like, wow, that week went by fast. It's like, yeah, it's because I didn't have any time. And then that's another thing. It's like gaming time kind of goes out the window during those weeks a little bit. I have to force myself to kind of game, which is interesting. But everything else, yeah, kind of, it just gets to be a lot. But I'm hopefully going to be able to, get centered again. Yeah. Decrease that a little bit and make smarter decisions with planning my days out.
Budgeting your time.
Yeah, but basically this week I've just been looking forward to all that stuff. But
yeah, that's really cool.
How's your week been?
Wow. It's been really good. I had a little bit of, we were talking before about diabetes because I have diabetes. I had a little diabetes scare in the middle of the week.
Oh, no.
And I actually had to take like 2 days off. So I've had a 4-day weekend like by accident and I'm fine. Clearly I'm here. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't okay. Yeah. But yeah, I just had like Wednesday night. Like my blood sugar went really high and I couldn't get it down. So I was like really sick. And then like Thursday was just trying to recover from that. And then I also just took Friday off because then I was tired because it's like when that happens, your body is, because it's an autoimmune disease, your body's fighting itself. So you get really tired and really lethargic. And like my body was just trying to get like sugar out of my blood for like a day. So I was exhausted and like finally got it under control. Still don't know what caused it, which is the scary part.
Yeah, has that ever happened to you before?
Yes, and I don't know what I probably should tell my doctor, but I don't.
Yeah.
But it happens every once in a while, and like, and I'm sure that anybody listening who has chronic illness or autoimmune diseases specifically kind of knows like you get flare-ups and like it just happened, and so I ended up having a 4-day weekend. Yeah, which is the positive.
Yeah, I'm glad you took the time off to care for yourself. I'm glad you're okay.
Because today and yesterday I was like good. I was still tired yesterday, but I was able to like get up and do stuff. So I technically had a 4-day weekend, even though 2 of the days I was suffering. Yeah. But we're good. Other than that, I've just been doing the usual stuff. I was writing a little bit, and then I did get back to playing Elden Ring a little bit.
That's good.
I play like 45-minute bursts. Because it's just not, like, the thing is, unless I'm exploring, which I can do for hours, like it's just not my type of game in terms of like fighting. So I do it in doses. Because like I think I mentioned this before when Elden Ring first came out, I'm very much like a button mash. Like I love Kingdom Hearts, which we're going to talk about. I love Kingdom Hearts. Like I love just mashing X and like getting it done with. So it's like I mentioned before, like games where you have to strategize battles and where they're really challenging, I just like don't have the patience. So like I can only play like 45-minute bursts. But last time I was just grinding, which was kind of nice. Because I felt like, you know, you don't really grind anymore in games, and I come from playing like RPGs like growing up, so it's like I love grinding.
That we have in common.
Yeah, so I was just grinding like because anytime you like go to a site of grace, it respawns the enemies. So I was like at this one place where I could just kill all the enemies in the area, and then I would rest and go back and kill all the enemies and rest and then level up. So that's just what I've been doing. So yeah, so it was a pretty good week besides the medical issues, but
yeah, well, we're all glad you're okay. So I guess we're starting the news off now. I don't have any topics, so Chris prepared the topics this week.
Mary is just along for the ride.
Yes, but I do have a mini topic. A mini one.
A module.
Module 1.
Wow.
And it's going to take a very short amount of time, and then we can just get on with the show.
Cool.
But it is news. I think it's related to news. Have you heard of the Elden Ring? Because we were talking about Elden Ring.
Have you heard of the Elden Ring?
Have you heard of the Elden Ring? The big one?
The one that shattered?
The big O.
The big O.
But have you heard of Let Me Solo Her?
Oh my God, that's literally in my notes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, can we come back to that?
Yeah.
I have a whole segment on that.
I guessed it.
Oh my God.
Well, that's great. I'm going to know what to say because I'm all into that. That's awesome. Okay.
Woo! Oh my God, I love that.
Wow. Same energy.
Yeah,
Same
so we'll get to that. But because my first news story is Kingdom Hearts. We have to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Chris loves Kingdom Hearts.
Mary loves Kingdom Hearts.
We love Kingdom Hearts, and so,
which is a much debated thing to say that you love Kingdom Hearts, because a lot of people, they get mad.
Yeah, I feel like it's become a very polarizing franchise, but
yes.
I love Kingdom Hearts, and so I'm excited to be talking about the announcement that came out. So last week was the Kingdom Hearts franchise's 20th anniversary. First game came out in 2002.
I feel old.
I'm old and I'm dying to play Kingdom Hearts.
Death.
So yeah, the exciting news from this week, of course, Kingdom Hearts 4 announcement. They also did announce 2 other mobile games in the franchise.
I'm like, I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah. I will say this, though, to preface this trailer. It seems like having some sort of awareness of some of the mobile games' lore, whether or not you play them or you just look up the plots, will be important.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Because, and I don't mention this in my notes, so I'll just kind of say it quickly, but there's a character that we see in the trailer who was a character from one of the mobile games, who is now also in this world with Sora.
Okay.
And so it is apparent that we should have at least some awareness of the mobile game lore to kind of maybe understand some of the things that might be going on in this world. So
that's why I love YouTube, because there's videos that say 5-minute explanation of this game.
Exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, the announcements dropped in the 20th anniversary trailer that released last week on April 10th. The trailer opens with panning shots of the city of Quadratum, one of the new settings in Kingdom Hearts 4, and presumably the city Sora ends up in after his disappearance at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Spoilers, I'm sorry. But it's been out for a couple of years, so get over it.
Yeah.
Here, we see a hyper-realistic Sora asleep on a couch where he learns he has been lying dormant for 7 days since his arrival. The trailer then cuts to a downtown sequence where we see a Darkseid Heartless manifesting and beginning to ravage the city. But, of course, our hero jumps into action, saving the city folk from this threat.
As he should.
Yeah. And in the action sequence, we see some potential new abilities, such as Sora being able to use the Keyblade's keychain as a grappling hook, which looked really cool.
Yeah.
And also, why didn't we think of this before?
Sekiro. Yeah.
And then a translation of one of the menu options actually reads build. So this may indicate that we'll see some new battle mechanics in the game.
Yeah.
The action sequences also depict Sora scaling walls and running through projectile skyscraper, both cinematics reminiscent of game mechanics from Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 2 respectively. Yeah, I was really like, it really reminded me when I saw it, like the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, where you're like going to fight Xemnas.
Yeah.
And you're like running through and there's like the buildings launching at you and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it was really reminiscent of that. And it's just super cool because now Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be running on Unreal Engine 5. So it's going to be like mind-blowing graphics. And so I'm really excited to see if that was a cinematic or if that's going to actually be a gameplay mechanic, kind of like it was historically.
Yeah.
So the game is still in early development. So much of what we've seen so far is subject to change. However, Kingdom Hearts 4 is being built on the Unreal Engine 5, like I just mentioned. So we can definitely expect to have some pretty impressive graphics and exciting gameplay ahead of us. Fans are, of course, super excited for the release. And immediately have taken to the internet to meme the heck out of the trailer.
Yeah, of course. That's what we do. That's what we do.
So making jokes like Square Enix nerfing Sora's clown shoes.
Yeah. That was the talk of the town I want to talk about.
Right, everyone's like, where'd your shoes go? And then
Yeah.
you have like the people defending it being like, well, he's in the realistic world, so like, but
shoes are real. Yeah.
And then also joking that at the end of the trailer, so we see it cuts to the Kingdom Hearts 4 logo, and then it ends with Donald and Goofy in some sort of dark realm, and then there's like a blue flame, and then like a burst of fire, and they're like, wah!
Yeah.
And so fans were joking that they're searching for Sora in hell, and that was Hades.
Taking them out.
Right. So yeah, it's clear that fans are engaged and they can't wait for the new mainline Kingdom Hearts game to release. And there's no slated release date yet, but the director, Tetsuya Nomura, assured fans that they will not have to wait as long for Kingdom Hearts 4 as they did for Kingdom Hearts 3. He kind of said that was like an anomaly, and it makes sense because I think they had to scrap it and then rebuild it on the different, on Unreal Engine 4 or whatever. So it makes sense that it took so long. So I'm holding him to that.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We have to hold him to that because it needs to happen. It needs to not repeat itself.
Right. Well, and so I saw a chart on Twitter that someone had uploaded that kind of showed like all of the mainline games and how long it took for them to release after the first one. And so they were like, yeah, like Kingdom Hearts 3 was kind of an anomaly. Like everything took about 2.5 years on average to be developed and released. So I'm hopeful that we'll see it maybe next year.
That'd be great.
Like I said, there's no release date yet. So I'm assuming it's probably not until next year, if not maybe the year after.
Yeah, I could see the year after.
So, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We will definitely have updates anytime they arrive.
Yes.
Because again, I love Kingdom Hearts. I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
I'm a sap. Then the whole thing is friendship is my power.
They get my money every time. And I want to say something though. I want to preface this, my thoughts about this trailer. I cannot say how different the experience was between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 with the release of it or like the announcement of it. Because after I beat Kingdom Hearts 2, I was on the forums, I was online looking for Kingdom Hearts 3, seeing that box art on GameStop going like, it's going to release.
It's going to be here.
And it was like, they didn't have a cover for it. So it was just like Kingdom Hearts 3 and the logo.
Yep.
I'm thinking like, God, it's going to come out any year now. And then I would keep thinking about it. I would keep like looking at stuff. I would keep like being excited and hyped. And then after a while, it just started to die off. And then we got the news that it was breaking or like that it was coming out and actually coming out. And I like flipped out. I like went insane. I was like, yes, finally. Bought it day one. Of course, played it day one. It's just so funny that Kingdom Hearts 4, this trailer dropped. I didn't even know, like, I was on YouTube and I was like looking at my normal like video game stuff. Like I listen to podcasts on there, video game podcasts. And I do watch a lot of video game stuff. So the news like would pop up in the thumbnail and it looked like Sora, like an older looking Sora and better graphics. And I was like, huh. And then it said like Kingdom Hearts 4.
And you're like, no way.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, no way. I was like, absolutely. I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way there's like a casual Kingdom Hearts 4 announcement. Absolutely not. And so I clicked on it and then it started and I was like, of course, it's a mobile game. It's a mobile game. So they're obviously wrong. This is just some hype video. Yeah. I was like, yeah, these people are wrong. And then the trailer started and I was like, what? My mind was like being blown and like the whole fact that it's like in a city. I'm like, wait, they're trying to make it realistic now. Right. They're trying to, I did notice the shoes. Yep. I did notice the feet.
They're normal.
They're normal. And then when he's like flipping and like, you know, parkouring everywhere. I was like, Sora can parkour.
Wow, parkour
with a chain. Wow. Yeah, it blew my mind. I was like, this looks so good. And like the heartless man, the big man in town.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited, and I'm just interested to see what they're gonna do with the plot, I guess. I'll talk about it later during our what we've been playing segment, but I did finish Kingdom Hearts 3 because I will say Mary and I had a similar experience where like it finally dropped, and when we played it, we were like,
meh.
This is ass. Mm-hmm. And it was mostly because I think that the storytelling is really bad, and the characters just kind of were bleh. The gameplay was super fun. I love the gameplay. I love the way that they brought all of the mechanics from like Dream Drop Distance and other like auxiliary, like Birth by Sleep, like those kind of like transformative mechanics. Like I like that they put those all in there, and it was fun to play, but just like
it was a slog. I felt like it was a chore.
Right.
Like
it wasn't fun and exciting to go to new worlds like it was in the first 2 games.
Yeah, it wasn't. And
my personal opinion.
And like worlds that I thought were going to be really cool, like the Toy Story world. Like I was just like, this boring. Like not boring. It's just like, it wasn't engaging. And like, I just wasn't as excited about it. And yes, I dropped off. I think maybe after Monsters Inc., which I think Monsters Inc. was one of the better levels.
Yeah.
But I think after Monsters Inc., I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. I dropped off around, I think, I dropped off at the Pirates of the Caribbean world. I saved it for last because I couldn't, like, playing as a ship was sounded like it would have been a cool idea, but it was stupid and I could not get the mechanics right.
You just triggered a really memory.
I just dug up
triggered a memory for me. I was wrong. I did not stop at Monsters Inc. I stopped at Pirates of the Caribbean. I stopped at the boat. That's where I stopped because I was like, because I couldn't beat the race because there's a race you need to do.
I couldn't do it either.
I couldn't do it because the mechanics were dumb. And I was like, where am I supposed to go? And then I couldn't figure it out because I was like, oh, I needed to blow up the ships. Okay. So I tried blowing up all the ships.
Yep.
No, you ran out of time. He beat you. I'm like, okay, fine. Forget the ships. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to vroom.
Nope.
Vroom through. No, didn't work. And I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I did. You know what I did like, though? The callback to Kingdom Hearts 2, where, like, Luxord is the organization member who's, like, your enemy there.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. But, yeah, I hated because then there's parts where you have to swim underwater, and it dug up the trauma of Atlantica in the first game, where where you're fighting underwater, it's all underwater, and you have to swim, and the mechanics, I'm just like, no.
Yeah, it's so
can't
bad.
do it. But, yeah, well, I'll talk about, so I dropped off there, and then after the hype from the announcement, I was like, oh, I'm going to pick it back up. See if I can get back into it. So I'll talk about that at the end when we talk about what we've been playing. But I am excited, and I will be awaiting any little drop of news.
It was funny because someone knew my experience with Kingdom Hearts 3 and how much it disappointed me, and like my reaction to the video was like, I was like, kind of like a little chip on my shoulder. I have a little chip on my shoulder still, I think.
Yeah.
And I was a little salty, and I was like, yeah, right. Like this, whatever. And then they were like, you're gonna buy it. I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
I have to. I'm contractually obliged.
Yes, I have to. It's written in blood.
Yeah.
I signed in blood, so it's my soul. I can't give out my soul. Yeah, I will play it. I will buy it. Absolutely.
And maybe I can convince you to finish the third one after the end of this episode when I talk about it.
I think you've already convinced me.
I haven't said anything yet.
You've convinced me.
You're so charismatic. I'm convinced.
Well, the fact that you said Kingdom Hearts 4, the announcement trailer, and then wanting to get back into it because I want to know.
You want to know what happens at the end, so you can be.
Yeah, and I want to experience what happens at the end, not just read it.
So yes, we will come back to that. But anyway, we have to talk about Let's Solo Her.
Yeah, that's so funny that I.
Oh my god! Yeah, so I literally. Because this has been, like, anyone who's in the Elden Ring sphere has probably in the past week seen talks of this person. Mm-hmm. So I wrote up a little thing about it because I thought it was just really cool. So the Elden Ring community has been stirred up lately by a hero donning nothing but a jar and a loincloth and katanas. Mm-hmm. And this is a player known as Let Me Solo Her. So this unassuming hero has been dropping his summon sign outside of the Melania boss fight, which is an optional boss fight in the game that is deemed by some to be one of the most challenging in the game, to help players take her down together or entirely on his own, hence the name Let Me Solo Her. So, and then IGN actually interviewed this person, which I love.
Yeah, I read this interview.
Great. Yeah. And so the player revealed it took them 242 tries to beat her.
Yeah.
And in the end, he still needed 2 summons to finish her off. I chose Melania to help others because I fell in love with her design, he says. All her attacks are very graceful, and she is unforgiving as a boss. Her infamous waterfowl dance is considered to be the hardest to dodge moveset from a FromSoft boss to date, so I decided to prove to others that it was not impossible. So now at level 179, Let Me Solo Her claims to have beaten anywhere from 300 to 400 Melanias.
That's a hard plural to do.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how. I'm trying to think of how she says it when you meet her. I think it's Melania. Melania. And has gotten quite adept at reading her animations and other subtle cues during her battle. So I love this. Because first of all, I have noticed, more so, I think, than other FromSoft games, people, again, have been, memeing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And I think that this is adjacent to memeing, where it's literally just this person in a jar and nothing else, just coming in and ripping through the one of, if not the hardest bosses in the game, and just helping people. Because I've noticed too with Elden Ring, again, more so than other FromSoft games, at least from my perspective, I feel like there's much more of a community around this game in a positive sense, where it's not people trying to one up each other and being like, it's actually players forming community and playing with each other, helping each other out. And I'm sure part of that is because there is the multiplayer aspect of it that makes that possible. But yeah, it just seems like people are adding a sort of levity to their gameplay experience with Elden Ring and have been really coming together to kind of support one another. And this is a great example of that. So I love it. Yeah, no, I love it too. I give it a stamp of approval. Yeah.
I also loved in the interview they talked to a person who, I guess when he started doing it, dropping the summoning thing right before the boss thing, this guy was like, yeah, I went in there and I tried to beat her 40 times and I was getting sick of it, and I was like, you know what, let me try to summon. I haven't tried this before.
Yeah.
And this guy, and he was the name, because he was yeah, the name kind of threw me off at first. I was I don't know if this guy's gonna be legit or whatever. He's I'm just gonna try it though. And he was super nice about it. And I watched the video of him fighting Melania. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's gonna be the word of the day, Melania. But I watched the video of him beating her. It's a pretty long video, and it's so cool because he not only takes his time, but also doesn't take any hits and beats her elegantly. And she is insane.
Oh yeah,
her moves are insane. I'm how are you supposed to? Anyway,
right.
And it's really fun, during it, because he stopped and he started jumping to the other player to signal I'm still in it. I got this, you know. And then at the end he waved to him, and then the other one bowed before him, the emotes. And I just thought it was so cool because
so cool.
It's bringing unity to something that people struggle with, you know, because it's everyone, a lot more people than not are frustrated with this part, or frustrated with the game.
It's grueling. Some of those bosses, especially the optional bosses.
And she looks insane enough to be is this
the final boss?
Yeah, her movesets. I'm this is the one boss that I would say might be unfair.
Yeah,
I will say, because all of her stats too. But her design's really cool, especially with the angel wings.
I was gonna say when she transforms, so so beautiful, and they say just super graceful, but super fucking hard.
Yeah, and she's naked, but it's really refreshing as a woman because she was naked in not a sexually exploitive way.
She was buff.
Yeah,
as she should be.
Yeah, she was naked in a strong, powerful, I'm gonna kill you naked kind of way.
Yeah, I don't need armor.
And
clearly she doesn't.
She does not.
Except in the face of Let Me Solo Her.
Yes. And Let Me Solo Her, which is whatever. And then also people are doing 3D models of him and
all the fan art that's been popping up all over my Twitter. I'm oh my God, I love this.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Great.
So
and
great.
It just makes you really appreciate being a gamer, and it really makes you appreciate the community. And I feel there is a lot of negative stuff that happens in this gaming community, but also this kind of thing just kind of proves it all wrong.
Yeah.
In a way, it's this guy's just doing it.
Yeah.
He's
just
soloing
helping
her.
people.
Yeah.
Love that.
I really, because the first thing that got me on the thumbnail was his look.
Yeah.
I was huh?
Yeah.
What is this? And then I clicked on it and I was it's just heartwarming.
Yeah.
So heartwarming.
I know. I love it. I am nowhere near being capable. I am level 20. I think I misspoke on the last episode. I said I was level 30. No, I'm level 20. Because again, I've only been playing in small bursts and having fun with it. But yeah, it warms my heart to see the camaraderie.
I want to see, the problem is I want to do that. I want to get to the point where I can like have him.
I gotta get to level 179.
Yeah, right. But I want to get to Melania so that I can just meet this person virtually. You know, I want to do that. I want to like be able to be like, hey, can you do this? Because I know I won't be able to.
Right.
And I need the help. And he looks like the man for the job. So I want to be able to get to that point. But I think to be able to get to that point, I don't think I can even do that because you need to beat so many bosses before her. But
I was going to say, because I think in order to actually gain access to that part of the map, you have to do like side quests and like beat other bosses that like you're not qualified for. Sorry.
No, I'm not qualified. I'm not even going to try for that job.
No. What level are you right now?
33.
Okay. Oh. Cool.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to it in a little bit. But yeah, are we on the section of talking about games?
Yeah, let's do it. I wanted to really talk about Kingdom Hearts and then talk about this. That was it.
Yeah, no.
So let's talk about what we've been playing.
I feel like those were the news of the week anyway. I have been playing a little bit Elden Ring again, and I think I've gotten to the point where I've explored most of the map that I can. And I think last week I talked about the glitch that I try to do.
Yeah.
So I'm trying more glitches.
Oh, cool.
Because
why
the fuck not? And I am a little bit jealous of the PC mods that are going around.
Yeah.
That make it easy. Like I wish I had Elden Ring on a PC. Actually, I wish I had an Elden Ring on a Steam Deck specifically. Because I want a Steam Deck.
Steam Deck, yeah, seems really cool.
But those are so hard to come by.
I was going to say, it's kind of like the new gen consoles where it's like, you're not going to get one.
No, and it's like you have to sign up to be in a quarter. So quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. And even like Jan on Giant Bombs, like he can't get one.
Yeah.
And like he's so frustrated. Like he sounds so frustrated.
I know, I really want one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen him talk about it, and then I've seen other people that I watch on shows and stuff talk about it. I watched... there was a video, I think it was a stream that Alana did with 3 other guys, and they kind of talked about it for a little bit, or for a large portion of it, and I was like, God, it seems so cool. I really want this.
Yeah, like it's beefy. The fan sounds really loud.
It's a handheld PC.
It is.
Like it's literally a PC.
It's like the first of its kind.
So cool.
Yeah. And then, so basically I haven't really played a lot because it's just my life has been so full this week. Of other things, but I do want to now get back to Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah. I think I'm going to try to do that because this weekend, tomorrow specifically, I don't think I have any plans.
Yeah.
I have to be very trepidatious about this because I feel like plans are just going to come through the door and be like,
hey, what about me?
And I'm like, wow.
That happened to me this week I had a doctor's appointment that I didn't remember that I had until I got the notification like hours beforehand, and I had to leave work early, and I was like, fuck, I didn't prepare for this, but I have to.
Yeah, those moments.
Yep.
Oh, I also talk about, I know we're talking about games right now we're playing, but
yeah, I know, I was like, that has nothing to do with the games that I've been playing, but you know.
But no, this actually, because I haven't been playing as many games, but I want to play more games this weekend and next week. I did get my teeth filled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you said doctor's appointment, and I remembered. And I was about to not go. I was like one of those people. I was like, I don't really have to go, do I? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I had to be my own parent in that situation. Yeah. And like, just put your shoes on.
And go.
Get a coat on. It's going to be cold. Yeah. You got to get to your dentist appointment. You don't want to rot your teeth out.
Yeah, you don't want to have dentures.
Yeah. So I have dental anxiety, and it's really bad. And I don't know if people like, some people can relate to me, but it is like equivalent to being in like a steel box, like being buried, like that kind of anxiety.
Yeah, because you're trapped with somebody in your mouth.
Yeah. Whew,
and not in a good
way. No. And in a latex kind of way, but not in a good latex kind of way.
But sticking needles in your gums to numb you. Yeah.
Yes. And I was very anxious, and my doctor is an angel because she is very patient with me.
Oh,
and she's very understanding. She's like, thank you for coming back. She's like, I'm glad you're here. And I was like, that's so sweet. I needed you. And it was actually really good. It went really well.
Nice.
They even like had to take it out several times, put it back in.
Oh.
Because it didn't fit. So like I had to like sit there as she got like that little pliers, because they look like pliers.
Yeah.
And yank it out and put it back in and yank it out. And I was like,
I'm fine.
Yeah, it was okay. And then I guess the assistant doing the water part was too excited with the water. And it was like spraying
Spraying
my face.
all over your face.
Yeah. And then the doctor kept like wiping my face. And then he at one point put his finger was like laying on my lip in kind of like
How
a
intimate.
Yeah, it was like a shh kind of way. And I was like, I don't know how I feel right now.
Wow, how tender.
So my anxiety couldn't even exist in that type of
Yeah.
world. But I was really proud of myself that I got that done. I'm halfway done with my overall treatment. So, and then I'm closer to getting braces because I want braces.
Are you going to do Invisalign?
See, people keep asking me that.
Well, I'm just curious because I think it depends on your case, like what you can actually do.
Yeah, and I know Invisaligns are more expensive.
Yeah.
Than regular old from the 90s braces.
But they're less work. They're less maintenance for you.
Yes.
Which would be nice.
That would be nice. But I don't mind either or.
Yeah.
So like, I don't care if I have to sport, those quote unquote nerdy looking braces. Because I would actually be proud. I'd be like, you know what? I'm taking care of myself as an adult.
Yeah.
I'm doing this out of free will.
Right.
Which some people would choose not to do. And I'm choosing to do it. So I would sport whatever I can. Get my teeth straight.
Yeah, I had braces and it was fine. I didn't care about the look. It was more like them cutting up my gum, like my cheeks and stuff. That was annoying.
Yeah, and like food, I guess, would be annoying.
Getting stuck in them, and if you have to use like a tool to floss because you have to get under the wire and then between your teeth. But it really wasn't that bad. I had again, we'll talk about games in a second, but since we're talking about dental work, I had to have a palate expander when I was a kid, which for anyone who doesn't know is like a mini torture device. It looks like it's a contraption that hooks into your teeth, and then you have a key and you turn it and it pushes your palate apart. So they usually have it in kids when they're still developing because your palate fuses. Fun fact, it's like kind of like your skull. Your palate fuses down the center once you're like done developing. So a lot of times when kids are getting braces preliminarily, like as teenagers, if they have to make more space or like push your teeth out, you can get a palate expander, and it comes with a key and you crank it like once a day or something, and it like pushes your teeth out gradually.
Oof.
So it's like it's just weird.
Oh, is the sensation weird? Does it feel weird?
Well, because it's not like painful, but it puts like a pressure because it's pushing your mouth apart.
Yeah.
So there's like a pressure.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
It was strange, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, games.
Games, video games. So what have you been playing this
Kingdom
week?
Hearts 3.
What a shocker.
What a shaka. Here's the thing. You and I previously, before I beat it, have like 6, maybe 7 hours left at the point where you're at.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Right. And that's the thing is I found that out because I was like, I don't know how much is left in this game, but I have to stop.
Yeah, that's where I was at.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care.
And so I beat stupid fucking Pirates of the Caribbean world.
You're going to have to tell me how to beat that boat because I am not.
I don't know. I think it was just like because I took so much time away from it. I picked it up again and I was just like,
Okay, hopefully I can be.
But so I beat that world finally. And then from that point on, when you finish all of the worlds, the ending of the game just starts. That sounds like, I don't know, like ominous, but because then you're like done. Like you don't revisit worlds like you do in the previous games.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's like one and done. And then you get to the end and it's just, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil anything because I told you, I think I texted you, I was like, I just finally beat Kingdom Hearts 3 and the ending is actually really good. Like it's the best part of the game.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I definitely want to, I will do it. I will definitely do it. That'll be the game of the week next week. Yeah. And then we could talk about it next week.
Yeah. But I mean, what I can say, because you already know that like the organization members are back. The ending is really cool because you like, there's just like a whole part where you literally just like fight all the organization members again. And it's like in groups.
Okay, well now I'm not gonna play it.
So no, but it's really cool. Like, and I remember being like, what? Because it's like I remember how hard it was in Kingdom Hearts 2 to just fight one organization member.
Yes.
And so then it was like, I think there's one where it's like, I don't remember who was paired with who, but it was like 3 of them, and I was like, huh?
They're cornering
there was one
me.
where I think it was like Luxord, Larxene, and like someone else. And I was just like, this is going to be impossible, but it's not. And it's actually really fun.
Oh, okay.
So, and cause you fight with other characters too. So like your party changes each time, and I won't elaborate on that, but because that would involve spoiling the end. But you end up playing with other characters, and like it was just really fun. And then like the ending battle is fun against Xehanort. Obviously, that's not a spoiler because like obviously that would be the ending battle. Yeah, it's just really fun, and like you visit some cool places that aren't. I feel like I'm doing. Do you remember that episode where I was like explaining Guardians of the Galaxy and I kept like subtly spoiling it while trying not?
And I was like, hey.
I feel like I'm doing that. Like I'm trying to tread really lightly.
But then you're just treading all over the place.
Right. I already fucked it up because I was like, you fight with other people.
Yeah. Well, I already know that he disappears mysteriously at the end of it. Because the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna...
I really want to say something. Can I spoil one thing?
No. Because I need the motivation to play.
That's true.
I need like...
Well, I think if I tell you this one thing I'm thinking of, it will motivate you more.
Does Donald die?
No. I wish.
Yeah.
And they don't fake us out with Goofy again.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Classic scene, though.
Yeah. I did not believe for a second.
Oh, no. We all know. Well, because it's Disney. So I'm like, they can't kill someone
and
canonically.
Goofy. Like,
right.
They wanted... No way.
Okay, fine. Can you see me like just being like I want to say?
I didn't even like say anything. I just like looked your way and you're like, fine.
Fine. Well, then you have to beat it this weekend.
Okay.
Because I really just want to be like...
It's like, do you want to get it? I'll just like plug my ears and you could just get it out and then...
Well, no, you'll still be able to hear me and you have to edit this.
I'll be like, what?
What?
When I'm editing it.
I'm like, you did this yourself?
Oh, I did. Unless I just don't listen to the end of the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Unless you just don't. You just upload it raw.
What if I did that?
You don't even put the intro or
No.
anything. It just starts.
I've been messing around with the intro lately.
I know. I've been loving every new iteration of it.
Yeah, I've just been like experimenting. So sorry about the consistency. I'm not trying to specifically be consistent right now. I'm trying out new things.
Trying different things, seeing what sticks.
Yeah, so I like the
wave.
Yeah, I like that too. So I think I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna add in maybe some other stuff this week. So I don't know. But.
Okay, well, yeah. So you have to beat it this weekend. I mean, the thing is, like, I just hyped it up, but it's like it's not necessarily the thing I'm thinking of is not like a big moment. I just think it's funny. I just think it's like never mind.
I'm gonna look this way from this.
I hope that when you get to that part, my energy, like why.
I thought you were about to say, I hope you die.
I hope you die. I mean, I can't say anything about it, so. But I hope, like, when you get there, you, like, put, like, 2 and 2 together and be like, wait, this is why Christmas, like.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess what was going to be on the news this week. So, obviously, Wavelength.
Yeah. It'll be really funny if you also don't. You're like, so what were you so...
like adamant about telling me, and I was like, you didn't notice? And
actually, I'm glad that I didn't tell you, because I feel like if I did tell, like, I feel like it would sound like more of a spoiler than it is if I did say it out of context. I'm really setting a scene, though.
You are, yeah. It's like it's like elaborate.
Yeah.
Like the scene's there, but all the actors are kind of off in different areas.
They're practicing their lines.
Trying to rein them in.
Yeah.
Come on,
we got a show to do.
Come on. Show for me.
Showtime, baby. That's it. That's in a little bit of Elden Ring, but I already talked about that, so.
Yeah. Well, my homework for this weekend is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
My, because this is after school special club, my school time is Kingdom Hearts 3 this weekend. That's my homework.
Yeah. I mean, even if you don't beat it all the way, I hope you get to the part that I'm thinking of so that we can talk about it and I can be like...
Does he, like, strip naked or something?
No. I'm like, well... No.
He is a child. That'd be gross.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's still a child,
that'd
right?
That'd be gross, yeah.
It's
hard to tell, though. It's hard to tell.
Well, because so much time in the real world has passed, but I think it's like, he's still like a teenager.
Yeah, it's weird. And then the fourth one, he looks like an older teenager.
Right. Because he's 15 in the first game, and then it's, 2 years past when he's asleep?
So he's 17.
So maybe he's of age. I mean, that's still weird, because he'd be like
strange.
19.
Yeah, and like, I feel like he's like... Yeah, and I feel like I also like grew up with Sora.
That's the other thing is like I feel like I grew up with these characters, even though when I was a teenager I was horny for Riku.
Oh, interesting.
Not Kingdom Hearts 1 Riku, because he looks like a pumpkin, but
He does look like a pumpkin.
yeah, they're all so round in that game. Anyway.
See, I had thoughts for Leon, but
Oh, well, yeah. Me too. Leon, and then Riku in Kingdom Hearts 2 after he comes back from the darkness. When when you're in the final world and he like strips off his robe and it's like Riku.
Riku.
Big crush.
I could see that. Yeah, I had a crush on Leon and Cloud, of course.
Oh, well, yeah, me too.
Cloud is like, yeah. And then I feel like, what's another, like, we're going to see Final Fantasy tonight, the Symphony.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to think of, like, other Final Fantasy characters I've had the hots on. I did have the hots on Tidus, even though he was kind of annoying. His voice was annoying.
In Kingdom Hearts?
No.
I was like, in Kingdom Hearts,
no,
when he's a boy?
No. We're not going there. No.
No.
Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X 2.
I did too. Well, especially in the cutscene, like the cutscenes where it was like high fidelity graphics.
Yeah, I was like,
because then when you're playing as him, he's like,
yeah, he's like, his face is like
straight polygons.
Yeah,
his hair is like, but
like,
in the cutscenes,
yeah,
I think I had the hots for like every guy in Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, what about Owaka?
No,
yeah,
racist.
Yeah, can't fall in love with a racist. Even
though he comes around, I'm still like,
no, not like a Lilu or falls in love with him. Lulu. Wee woo.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the hots for like Seymour. He's ugly.
Yeah, he's
creepy.
And that like robe thing makes him look like a worm. He looks like a slug.
I'm like, I had the hots for his third form. Wow, remember when boss battles used to be like 10 forms?
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
I remember Final Fantasy 7. I was like, when's it gonna end?
When's it gonna end, please?
But the music was jamming, so I was like, that's okay.
It was like,
I know. I was like, whoa.
Great reiteration there.
Do you think we're gonna listen to that tonight? They get a cat and they like squinch them together. It's like,
we get there and like our seats are actually in the front and you're like, oh, that's weird, I thought our seats were in the back. And then they're like, so we're gonna invite up our special guest Chris Tarosian to sing this next song. And you're like,
Chris?
And I'm like,
and I'm like, he did it.
And everyone's standing ovation.
Tears. I'm like, I'm the only one sitting, but I'm like, what?
You're like, what's happening?
But I hope they do play that song.
I feel like they have to. I mean, they have a choir, so I mean, they definitely, I think, will do it. Definitely, yeah. I think.
That's a good place to be. Definitely,
I think. I mean, if they don't, I'm gonna give them 1 star.
I'll give them a banana peel. I'll give them waste.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm so excited. We'll talk about how it goes next week.
Yeah.
So I think that's it, right?
Yeah,
that's it, right?
We got a show to get to.
So anyway, thank you for listening to another episode of the After School Special Club podcast. You can tune in live every Saturday to our Twitch channel for a double feature. Double feature every week now. Yeah, because we're gonna do the podcast, take a break, and then we're gonna do a game stream. Mm-hmm. Just get it all out at once. Yeah, and tonight we don't have a game stream because we're doing another thing. Right, because we have to go see plans. Final Fantasy Symphony. Yeah. And so yeah, normally double feature, but if you can't watch us live, that's fine. Our podcast is available the following week anywhere podcasts are available, including YouTube, so you can watch it back. Just search After School Special Club in the little search bar. Go boop, 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 boop. Do you know how to Google? Yeah. Do you know how to use a search bar? Figure it out. Insult her. Ouch. Patrons. And yeah, please leave us a comment, thumbs up, like our videos, leave a review if you're using iTunes for podcasts. Yeah. Helps us get out there. Yeah, we want to get out there. We want to roam around. We're already out there. Yeah. Mentally. But we want to get out there. Physically exposure. Get us out there. Yeah. Expose us. Expose us, please. Thank you for listening. Anyway, thanks. Bye. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Don't want to be a fool for you.